Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we have basically the proof of concept that I can do normal clothing as well and not only do skin showing stuff. So yeah, this is kind of a concept that I had going on in my head the past few days. I've been watching a Netflix series called Shadow and Bone. And the idea of kind of a uniform is intriguing, is interesting. So, and since I already had plans to do something in that direction for a very personal reason, which I will come to another day, yeah, I was basically going in the direction of something uniform, military, basically, but something more modern, like yeah, I don't know, modern as in not medieval. So yeah, and this is basically the concept that in this case I came up with. It's an alteration of the Genesis 2 full body suit as usual. Yeah, nothing new here. And you can see I'm working with the full body suit. Most of the changes are really not that yeah, deep. And what I basically tried this time is playing around a bit more with the actual structure of this whole of the whole thing. So I'm looking for more details. Basically right now I'm just creating the base model, which isn't that interesting because it's really just a simple alteration. But here we go into the details. For example, the buttons on the front. I really just used the cylinder again. Slight alterations. Yeah, a short cylinder. One of the faces is cut with the yeah, basically with the tool for additional lines here. Yeah, a very simple UV map, and you will see that the UV map for the shirt is simple as well. Yeah, copy pasting the simple button because there's not really that much detail needed in the render to give it a bit of depth and give it a bit of character. Yeah. So buttons are done. Next up were the sleeves, basically, which is really just extrusion, second extrusion, cut out a little bit of the piece to give it this typical cut of the one piece open sleeve. Yeah, and with the connect tool adding a bit more lines, so we have a bit more defined line work here. Simple UV map, and that's it. Grouping the buttons so that the scene tree is not that full. And I don't know how this happened. For some reason some of the points fused together in the middle again. I don't know, I've definitely cut them, and if you go back in the video you will see that they're actually open, but for some reason they are cut open. I don't know why. So what I had to do is basically add a few lines and remove the point. And yeah, this is basically the whole thing that I had to do here to fix the color. Yeah, the color also is just a really simple thing that I did. Next part was to give it a bit of an ornament, just some small detail. So it has some additional feature, some additional piece, and yeah. It's really, it doesn't need much to add to the whole thing. Yeah, you saw me draw the line with the line tool, weld the 2 points, then thicken the whole thing, and yeah, basically shaping this. And last part, or in this case, I'm just removing a few points that were too much, or a few joints that were basically too many. Yeah, and then I'm just really putting this on the clothing, making sure that this is fit to the, that is pass or fitting to the clothing, that it's like an emblem that is stitched or sewn onto the clothing. Yeah, I could have made this metal, I could have made this anything. In this case, my idea was that it is stitched on, so it's really just the simple drawing of the line, the thickening tool, and then putting this on top of the clothing. One thing that I had to do is, when I copy pasted this to the other side, basically the mirror, you can see that since the clothing is not symmetrical, I had to adjust this here. So this is something that always comes up in a bit. And again, copy pasting this and adjusting this to the other part of the clothing, or to, in this case, to the belly, or to the stomach. I thought about giving the whole thing like a pocket or something, but I didn't feel like it, because it would have just been one more detail, either one more detail that it would have to fit somewhere, or I would have had to make it asymmetrical, and I decided I want to have it symmetrical. Since it's kind of a uniform thing, it should look symmetrical. Yeah, this piece is the hold for the chain. First, I thought I'm just gonna give it a simple wrap and then make it and pass it on. But I thought, well, maybe I can actually make this shoulder piece, what soldiers usually have to show their insignia and their rank. So I basically made this, and it was much easier than I thought, and it looks actually accurately as I wanted it to. I chose basically the chain because I already had it made, and making a cord would have been more work to make the cord and then make the pieces of the cord go where I want them to. I could have basically used the line tool again, drawn it, thickened it, and worked on this, but I decided that the chain will suffice for this time. Next time I will probably do the actual fabric cord and see how it turns out. But in this case, I decided I'm going to go with the chain, particularly because, yes, of course, I like chains, and I like the looks of it. So yeah, this is why I decided for this. I actually thought about which of the chain links I want to use, but I thought this looks the most neutral of all of the chain links that I made over the time. And yeah, I didn't want to do a completely new chain link here. So one issue that I had with this was actually the amount of change I had to go with the go through with for the angle that I wanted to look at this. So yeah, you can see that I'm switching the angles and the viewports a lot here, which is just this thing. And then I thought, hey, how am I gonna actually connect the chain to the clothing? And in the end, I decided I'm just gonna copy paste one of the buttons, resize it, and pin it on the clothing basically. So yeah, relatively simple job. Nothing really complex, nothing really that out of the ordinary. Yeah, and that's basically the whole model. Last piece was obviously to make the UV map. As you can see, I'm cutting up the arms, so basically the arms getting UV maps. And at this point I thought, okay, so I didn't have any idea what this was, and apparently I cut off the part of the shoulder piece. So I decided to make the shoulder piece a separate piece, basically. Yeah, and this is the actual UV map. Looks quite good. I didn't work on this further than this, so yeah. Very simple piece. Took me about an hour to make, but I think you can see that even with this amount of detail, it still looks really good in the render. Speaking of, the render is in the end in just a few seconds. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helps you on your own projects. As always, stay healthy, stay safe, enjoy the render, and see you guys around.